Now, the Livewire.
I don't think that any of us thought, okay, we're going to have like a global number one song where it'll be such a household name that you could tell, you know, any soccer mom in the grocery store, oh, I play with Plain White T'S. And they'd be like, oh, I know Plain White T'S. I love Hey There Delilah, you know. And then once you get a taste of that, your whole mindset changes. It's like, oh, I just watched how that transpired. And then you go, it's as simple as writing a song that connects with you. And then it turns out as you share it to your closest friends, they're like, oh, this is a great song. It connects with me. And then you realize, okay, there's potential here.
Here's the Livewire with Brandon.
We're back at it on the Livewire. I am Brandon, and today we're thrilled to welcome Tim Lopez, lead guitarist and one of the driving creative forces behind the Plain White T'S. With the band's monster anthem, Hey There Delilah, going multi-platinum, earning Grammy nominations, a string of other great hits. Their band's definitely made their mark, but that's not all. Tim's also been forging his own path, releasing solo work under the moniker Timothy Howells, exploring new sound and personal expression beyond the T'S. So today we dig into both sides of his musical journey. This is Tim Lopez on the Livewire.
One thing to do, 3 words for you. I love you.
What up, man? How you doing?
Doing great.
It's great to talk to you as you set up for sound check out at Ozark Music Hall in Fayetteville. You know, just one of the things you do with touring, you have a lot of things you have to deal with, like locked up gear and people having to deal with some problems with bus breaking down. Is it just a day in the life?
Man, it seems like it. So we didn't touch on this before we started, but a couple days into this tour, we're leaving Roswell, New Mexico, at 3 a.m. I think I had fallen asleep at like 1:30 in the morning. So I'm now, you know, into a pretty decent sleep, and we're pulling out of Roswell. We're like 30 minutes into the drive, and our bus driver pulls the bus over to the side of the road on a highway, middle of kind of nowhere, if you've been out to that part of the country. And he goes, "The bus is on fire. Get out."
Oh my God.
And everybody in their underwear is like scrambling, like, do I put on pants? How much time do I have? Pile off the bus, standing in the dirt on the side of the road, and there's smoke billowing out of the back of the bus. And I mean, I don't know if you've ever toured, but like, that is a story that you run into, that buses catch fire and the whole thing will go up. All your gear will burn.
Oh.
So we all piled off and the bus is smoking at the back, and it turned out to just be like an axle and a bearing issue where everything was melting back there and smoking. So no like imminent danger, but like the adrenaline rush of getting woken from a sound sleep that you're about to, you know, burn up.
Did you have that flash in your brain that, you know, do you have an old guitar or something? Obviously you do. Something that just means everything to you? Do you have that thought of like, man, I need to back this up or insure it or something? Yeah,
it was one of the first thoughts. This is going to sound terrible, but like one of the first thoughts was like, somebody unhook the trailer. Let's move the trailer back or whatever. We were loud getting off the bus. Everybody's scrambling. The bus driver was yelling.
Yeah.
I woke up instantly. And, you know, all those bus bunks, they have curtains on them so you can kind of black out, you know, any light. You know, everybody's scrambling around. We get outside, find out that the bus is not in that bad a shape. And we walk back on the bus, and our guitar tech bunk is still closed. And everybody was like, dude, did anybody get Nick out of his bunk? And he had noise-canceling headphones in and heard none of it.
Oh, my gosh.
And left in there. So it's like I'm there going like, get the guitars back. Poor Nick was in funk.
Oh no. So, all right, so you got to get something, some sort of buzzer or something, maybe a pager on vibrate. That's scary, man. One
of us needs to be much more conscious of who's off the bus. Do a quick head count, you know.
That's right. It's like the old summer camp days or something. You got to keep count. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Well, with Plain White T'S, you guys have been traveling everywhere, obviously. That's a known. And so with this tour, it's pretty exciting because you got another emo band with you. What's it like traveling alongside a project like that?
Yeah, I mean, we're out with We the Kings right now.
Don't sell your
known them a long time. We used to do, I feel like the time that we crossed paths the most, we used to do these military-based shows, and we did those together. So I think we played in Guam together one time.
Oh, nice.
That dude, what a rare spot to find yourself.
Yeah, my mother is from Guam. Isn't that odd? And she's the only blonde-haired, blue-eyed person on the whole island. It was, it's crazy. She was out there with her parents.
Have you been there?
I have not, and she hasn't been back in 30 years. So where did you play there? Which you said actually on the base.
Yeah, dude, the island is so small. I had no real concept of what Guam was like, but when we got there, we had a day off, and we all rented Vespa scooters and did a whole lap around the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like 5 hours to ride around the thing. And it was like bombing around on scooters, beautiful, like sunny day, right along the ocean the whole time. Stopped at some random like Thai food restaurants on Guam,
so
had
nice.
like an awesome kept on ripping. So
yeah, that's cool to have a little fraternity with these emo bands. You know, you guys were it. You're it. So you probably have a pretty small circle when it comes to these bands. You've traveled all over the world with them. Are there some other bands that you could probably say that?
Yeah, we just did When We Were Young festival in Vegas, and that is like the ultimate reunion of all the bands that you've toured with. You know, we've toured with Panic at the Disco. We just toured this last year with Yellow Card. Toured this last year with The Used. They were all there. Honestly, like, the backstage area was just a full reunion of all the bands you've toured with over your career. It was awesome.
Yeah, lots of hugs, you remember that time, maybe some times to catch up on things that were owed.
Yeah.
Well, you have a brand new side project. Let's say side project, a new solo project called Timothy Howls.
Leaning more into like a country Americana with some, I do tend to like, because my entire career and upbringing has been in, rock and alternative and emo, those types of guitar parts will creep in from time to time. But yeah, it's definitely leaning more country Americana, which has been very, very fun. I think I needed to step away from the songwriting direction of the T's for a bit. It's always been a little bit hard for me, if I'm honest, to try to fit my own writing into the mold of Plain White T's, because the band was started by Tom, and he had albums worth of material that was already written before I joined. And so it was like, okay, there is a box that you must fit your writing style into if he's going to accept it as this is Plain White T's. So that's not always been that easy for me. What tends to work like is if, I'm in a relationship and I'm writing a love song, then that falls into the T's thing.
Yeah, you check the T box on that one for sure. Yeah.
There's like a heartbreak song that can sometimes fit if it's like an acoustic heartbreak song. But stylistically, it's just, I was feeling a little bit restless. And during COVID, when I was writing, it was like, man, everything that I'm doing sounds outside of the umbrella. So
I'm sure that's a good feeling because, you're playing that for so long. But what are the bands that influence that sound, that new solo sound for you? Are there bands that, you listen to maybe on the road, even with the T's, and you're like, man, I really like this?
Yeah, honestly, I would say that it tends to just pull from my oldest influences, which when I grew up, I was listening to a lot of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Break it down, now it's spinning, can you see?
little bit of Eagles.
Come on, baby, don't say baby.
Where, just having 4 singers on stage. I have a 6-piece band, and everybody pretty much sings besides our guitar player. So we're kind of striving for that like rich, heavy harmony. I did grow up, listening to 90s country as well. So that was something that I kind of dove back into was, during COVID when no bands were touring, I was kind of looking at it like, okay, you have no idea how long this shutdown's going to last. Need to take advantage of all the available time to be writing, and maybe there's an opportunity to write a song that someone in Nashville will cut. So I just started writing pop country songs too, just thinking, let's just dump this stuff out to Nashville and see if, anybody's interested. And as soon as I started writing that stuff and sharing it with some friends that are now playing in the band, in the house band, they were like, dude, you can't send this stuff off. Like, let's just start a band here. And then it just became such a fun project that, I just put my head down and wrote an album. So
yeah, and you've been touring that a little bit down in Texas. You're based out of Austin with this project, the Timothy Howells project. And you've been doing a little bit of touring. So is that in the future for you? You got a couple tunes under the belt. You're liking that. Is that something that you plan on touring?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, like the amount of writing commitment and then studio time and just mental energy. And then honestly, to get the band, this is not like a braggadocious comment. Like the band, those guys that I'm playing with, they really rip. It deserves its fair shot, right? So I definitely am putting a pretty high priority on putting dates on the calendar and then ultimately putting some touring together, yeah.
Well, I wish you luck with that project. I'm going to listen to it more, and I'm so stoked to have all of our listeners be able to get a glimpse at this new project. And I have to ask you one thing. We got to ask you about the Hey There, Delilah.
Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City? I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight you look so pretty, yes you do.
Just something about it. You probably had been asked a million times, but what's the funniest or weirdest reaction you've gotten from someone who, realized that you're the dude? Wait a minute, you're the guy that did that?
Honestly, it's not really ever that weird. It's just amazing to me. When I started playing with those guys, it was a very small band, out of Chicago, kind of a garage band. Tom was extremely motivated and ambitious as a frontman. He kind of had that never quit attitude. If we just keep writing songs, something will work or whatever. But I don't think that any of us thought, okay, we're going to have a global #1 song where it'll be such a household name that you could tell, any soccer mom in the grocery store, oh, I play with Plain White T'S. And they'd be like, oh, I know Plain White T'S. I love Hey There, Delilah, So it's not like it's really weird. It's just shocking sometimes to think that the band has made it permeated pop culture enough to be so well known. And then once you get a taste of that, your whole mindset changes. It's like, oh, I just watched how that transpired. And then you go, it's as simple as writing a song that connects with you. And then it turns out as you share it to your closest friends, they're like, oh, this is a great song that connects with me. And then you realize, okay, there's potential here to reach massive audiences. And so as a kid playing in bands, I mean, I guess you always look at your influences and your heroes, and you're like, man, it would be sick to develop myself to be able to write music like that. But when I was younger, I don't think I quite understood how attainable it is. And then, even just to kind of go touch back on hanging out with all your friends, that when we were young, all your friends have done it too. They're just normal dudes who kind of just stayed the course and continued to put out music. And here you are playing in front of 50,000 people at a festival. So
amazing. And you continue to do it. So I'm sure you have a couple talks in those long nights on the bus about what's next. You want to go play a cool show a 50,000 venue, whatever it may be. What's next for the Plain White T'S? Is there music that, like you said, that could catch fire? Another Hey There, Delilah?
You kind of never know. You obviously, when you're in the studio and when you're writing, you're just kind of hoping for that feeling of like, oh, this idea just gave me chills. It feels like we've really like put something together here that is magical. And yeah, Tom has been writing quite a bit. We were just demoing some new songs out at his place outside of LA. But yeah, I think the plan, of course, as always, is to just stay in this cyclical state of writing, recording, touring. And I don't think I could predict the future of any particular song. But yeah, he's a great writer, and he's proven that over and over again. And only recently did I start like kind of taking myself out of like the Howells mentality and thinking like, what kind of song do the T'S need right now, and what can I offer? Inspiration for me tends to kind of come in waves. It's not like you can just sit down always and be creative, but I'm feeling it rolling around. So
that's awesome. I am sure that you travel with a lot of different bands, maybe some new bands, and I ask a lot of our artists about their inspirations now with music. You know, nowadays, older bands outsell new bands. You, not just with albums, but like with touring. You know, a lot of these older bands have made a resurgence. I say older, but they're my age. But the bands that have been around for decades seem to have done really well for themselves in kind of in marketing and keeping themselves going. But is there a new band out there, a new artist?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure most of your listeners are probably aware, seeing live, Turnstile. Freaking killer band.
They are just insane, yeah, and they seem to be catching fire more and more, and you get that energy, you know, like you want to just jump around.
Yeah, I've been so deep in like the country world lately, so that's mostly what I listen to. A lot of like Zach Top.
I had every reason in the world to give up, but you came along and now it's gone so long, bad luck.
And artists like that, which is clearly not tipping anybody off. Zach Top is crushing it.
Yeah.
But man, let me think. I was just when we were young, I ran into Dallas Green from City and Color.
You were leaving to fulfill someone else's dreams. I think I might totally be lost, but you don't ask for no diamond ring. No delicate string of pearls. That's why I wrote this song to sing, my beautiful girl.
Not anybody new as well, but I've been like revisiting all his stuff and really loving it. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
It just seems like there's so much out there too. You know, here is, you know, we're an alt rock station that introduces a new song every day. We try to launch a brand new, and I have a morning download that we like to play a new tune every morning at 8 o'clock. So, you know, there's always something out there that's new that will hit your ear differently, and it's just amazing how many people are kind of after the same thing, that same goal of expressing themselves, to find them Hey There, Delilah tune that everyone can sing and go, man, that's them. That's absolutely amazing. I'm so stoked about tonight, Tim, because no one's got to sing this song at the top of their lungs in Fayetteville before with the band. And this is the first time we get to do it, and I hope that you really, truly feel what Northwest Arkansas feels. We are so into our band, so into our music, and I like to remind our musicians before they go on stage that these people will take that music to heart, man. They're really stoked for you.
Yeah, cool. Come say what's up, man.
Timothy Lopez from the Plain White T'S. You can catch his solo project, Timothy Howells, out on tour now, and we're going to listen to a brand new single from Timothy Howells. It's called Smithereens, and you've been listening to The Livewire.
Where are you now? That I'm crying out to you in desperation.
does the sound of your broken-hearted son cause you any hesitation? 'Cause I wanna burn like a midnight cigarette, thrown in a field of dry brush, gonna set fire to the world and pour on gasoline. I got a heart filled with dynamite, holding the fuse to the flame, and I might blow this whole damn place to smithereens. Is no one listening? I